My harrowing experience with abuse, a story of survival. Have you ever felt like you were living someone else's nightmare? I did. This is my story. A story of manipulation, fear, and ultimately, survival. It all started so innocently. I met Alex on a dating app. He seemed charming, funny, and genuinely interested in getting to know me. His humor was infectious, and he always seemed to know how to make me laugh. He was attentive, remembering small details about my life and asking thoughtful questions. Our first date was at a cozy cafe. We talked for hours, sharing stories and discovering common interests. It felt like we had known each other forever. The second date was a picnic in the park. He brought my favorite snacks and even a blanket. His gestures felt so thoughtful and genuine. We started making plans for the future, weekend trips, concerts, even talking about meeting each other's families. Everything felt so right, so promising. Then things started to change, subtly at first. The constant texts began, inquiries about my location, who I was with, and what I was doing. At first, I dismissed it as affection. I thought he was just really into me and wanted to know I was safe. I told myself it was sweet. The first real red flag was an argument at a bar over a friend. He accused me of paying more attention to my friend than to him. He called me selfish and said I didn't appreciate him. His mood shifted so quickly and his reaction felt disproportionate to the situation. Looking back, I regret not ending the relationship then. That was my chance to escape before things escalated. I missed it. The control escalated quickly. One day, Alex showed up at my home unannounced. He said he was in the neighborhood and wanted to say hi. I felt uncomfortable, but I didn't want to make a scene. I let him in, trying to be polite and avoid confrontation. I should have stood my ground. The nonstop text continued, now demanding to know my whereabouts at all times. He wanted constant updates and became agitated if I didn't respond immediately. He showed up at a bar where I was out with friends. He confronted me in front of everyone, accusing me of ignoring him and being disrespectful. The interrogation was intense. He questioned me about who I was talking to, what we were saying, and why I hadn't answered his text sooner. It was humiliating. I knew I had to end it. I couldn't live like this anymore. I decided to break up with Alex. I told him it wasn't working and that I needed space. The initial reaction was a barrage of angry and desperate messages. He pleaded with me to reconsider, then threatened to hurt himself if I left him. I blocked his number, hoping to cut off all contact. I needed to protect myself and create some distance. I thought that would be the end of it. But he found new ways to reach me. He created fake social media accounts, emailed me from different addresses, and even contacted my friends. Then, the terrifying actions began. He started showing up at my apartment, leaving notes on my door. The notes were filled with apologies and promises to change. One day, I received flowers at my workplace. The card read, "I'll never give up on us." It was from Alex. I felt a wave of terror wash over me. The fear was constant. I was always looking over my shoulder, wondering if he was watching me. I felt trapped and vulnerable. I started seeing him outside my window at night. He would just stand there, staring up at my apartment. It was terrifying and made me feel unsafe in my own home. I called the police and reported Alex's presence outside my apartment. They took a report but said there wasn't much they could do without more evidence. I filed for a restraining order, hoping for legal protection. The judge granted it, ordering Alex to stay away from me and my home. I hoped it would be enough. The restraining order didn't stop him. Alex still found ways to reach out, sending messages through mutual friends and leaving anonymous gifts at my door. Then, the unthinkable happened. I woke up one night to the sound of my front door opening. I was paralyzed with fear. I hid in my closet, clutching my phone and shaking uncontrollably. I dialed 911, whispering my address and begging for help. The police arrived quickly. They found Alex in my living room, holding a knife. He had broken into my apartment. Alex was arrested. I felt a sense of relief wash over me, but the trauma of that night would stay with me forever. It was finally over. Years later, I'm still reflecting on this experience. It's a part of my story, a chapter I can't erase, but one I've learned to live with. For a long time, I blamed myself. I wondered how I could have missed the signs, how I could have been so naive. I questioned my judgment and my worth. But I've learned to forgive myself. It wasn't my fault. I was manipulated and controlled by someone who was skilled at hiding his true nature. The most important lesson I've learned is to trust my instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't ignore those gut feelings. My message to you is one of hope. If you're in a similar situation, please know that you're not alone. It's not your fault, and you deserve to be safe and loved. Trust your gut. My story is a testament to the fact that even in the darkest of times, healing and hope are possible. If you recognize any of these signs in your own relationship or in the life of someone you know, please don't stay silent. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional. Seek help from organizations dedicated to supporting survivors of abuse. Educate yourself on the signs of manipulation and control. Share this video to raise awareness and empower others to break free from abusive situations. Your voice matters, and together we can create a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and loved. Subscribe our channel for more videos.